Sure, GTA chums, the Bowler ST normally costs 600 grand or 800 grand if you don't have the discount, but today it is on the prize ride for this week, 1 week only. But is it worth it? The answer is no, it's not. But I'm going to show you the customization anyway, because it's certainly worth a spin of the Podium wheel, because a lot of YouTubers will say it's awesome and great, so maybe you should listen to them and not me. Okay, because they have no reason to say this is great. I mean, it's got some alright customization, and that is it, you know, it's like a plastic splitter. Let's put a plastic splitter on, that was well worth paying money for. The painted rear bumper as well, we can get rid of that, we can make it look kind of standard looking. But no, we're not going to. Okay, engine is upgraded to the max. Exhaust, right, this is the reason why you probably want it. You want it for the exhaust, because you get all these exhaust options and you end up picking the stock one. Yeah. Maybe I'll have that one because it sticks out a bit. I really don't know. I'm trying desperately. There is it. Single barrel. It's hard to tell in this place. The grill on the front. Okay, down below we've got exposed intercooler. I mean, that is really what it's about. I'm not a fan of exposed intercooler, so that's why I think the original is best. But I'm going to change it for the sake of being a tuber, and hopefully one day they'll accept me if I lie blatantly about things. That fan one, I don't like the look of that, but I'll tell you that I do like the look of it. I think it's great and well worth buying the car if you're buying it. All these bonnets, let's get rid of those damn livery, because it's like the festive stripe livery is rubbish. I've got to be honest. I did this because it was free and it was Christmas at the time. Oh, Union flag. It's not really a British car. I think it's an Indian car now, isn't it? But yeah, there we go. Oh, that's the one on the Podium, so I quite like the Podium one. I thought to myself, that's why I want to customise it, because I've not used that livery. So, we're going to do that. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There it is. There's the boy. Okay, we've put the boy on. Let's get colours. So, resplay. Primary colour. Feeling a bit like a metallic, are you? Yeah, why not? Now that is very corporate. Grey and red. That's an ideal. I think that is probably the build. All these, a bit too much, really. The blue, no. We could go a greyish blue. That's where we could go. Mariner blue, yeah. Oh, I'll just wang it on just for the hell of it. Oh, look at that one. Surf blue. Everyone knows how much I like surf blue, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to go with that one, yeah. And the rest of them, yeah, you know, they're alright. Right, secondary colour. Oh, what was that colour up? Garnet's red. What is that colouring up at all? We got secondary colours? Well, I suppose we'll find out as we go along, won't we? Trim colour. This is also what you're paying for, the trim colour. You can change it funky, make it go funky. We had a bit of red in, so I think red is fine, but I want to be classic and go for an ice white. There we go. Oh, crew emblem. It goes on the door like that. Right, hood. Let's go back to that hood, because we had carbon hoods and I can never find a reason to put a carbon hood on an SUV yet. Will this change things? I quite like that one. It's a bit muted. That aggressive hood it's called. You know, why not? I'll put that on it. It's got some nice lines. Got some tight lines. Doesn't make it look massively different though. Different. Roll cage, we can put that in. It would be wrong. Because it's rubbish at off-roading, by the way. It's good. It's a good enough SUV. But it's rubbish at off-roading. Vortex generators. So what else have we got on for that roof? Got any roof racks? Don't really fancy any vortices. A clean roof. What does that even mean? Oh, to get rid of the curves in the roof. I quite like the curves in the roof, so I'm going to stick with that. Go stock skirts. This is like proper. Look at the customization of this. Isn't it amazing? It's well worth the money. The performance is the same as the one on the street. Anyway, ribbed spoiler. Lip spoiler. I mean, people like it, but I just don't like. It looks like it's a good looking car. I'm going to go for the lip spoiler, I think. There we go, lip. It's got a little bit of a lip on it. That was worth it, wasn't it? Did you see those spoilers? It's like, that's it. sun strips. So we've got to do something. A painted sun strip looks terrible. Suspension. Okay, I've gone competition. I'm going to keep it that way. You can do it like that for ground clearance, but it's pointless because it's got no ground clearance, this car, despite looks. Turbo wheels. Okay, wheel type. Track. What have we got on anyway? Stock wheels. What have we got on? Got something on there. Tuner rims, I think, aren't they? Oh, the stock rims are actually decent. Why did they ever take those off? I think they're quite unique. So for that reason, it's a yes for me. Thank you very much. Wheel colour we don't have. Tyre enhancements, bulletproofs, blue tyre smoke, tyre design we don't have. Oh, what else? Wheel type, we've done that. Windows, you want to limo them for this kind of car because it's, for those who don't know, it's a Range Rover Sport Gallivanta. There we go, we've done it. We've made it to the end. 6 minutes. I spent way too long on that. Customising it to the hilt. It performs nicely, believe it or not, but the reason why I'm not such an uber fan is because it's a rip-off. Paying anything for it, that's why it's so cheap. Those lights, I mean, they look alright. Where's the high beam? Don't know. It's nice enough. So let's go for a drive while we've got some lovely daylight and see how we're doing. Okay, there we go, cornering. Not the best, a bit of understeer there. I like this livery though. I think it offers something crisp, and I'm glad that they did it for the podium because it wasn't a bad job, just not as good as mine, that's all. But they can be forgiven for that because I'm going to like what I like, aren't I? I like off-road rims, but as it's an SUV, it's not really a performance car. It's not really for off-road, so I've not put them on this one. I'm going to stick with that tradition. And you know, it's fast enough, but it's not super fast. If you want like a decent car from this agency DLC, that's not going 100 miles an hour. There's no way. If you want a decent car, you want to get the Rolls Royce, don't you? The Cullinan, the Jubilee as it's called in GTA. That is the best SUV. It's got Imani tech, and it's a lot faster than this. If you want a purely fast car, SUV wise, you want to get the Astron that doesn't have Imani tech. But this, I don't know, it just doesn't offer enough customization to make it worthwhile purchasing. I'd definitely spin the wheel for it, but to me, these take up garage space. I got about 3 of them, and I've been selling them because I just don't see the point of owning them, other than the one, you know, for the collection. So obviously you're only going to try and win the one of these cars, because there's no reason to own more than one. And the other thing is as well that I don't like about this car specifically, unlike the X5, which is a good car in real life, the Range Rover Sport, you know, it's not the best, it's alright, but it tends to be owned by people who aren't really rich and want to appear to be rich. I'm talking more about the second-hand kind of Range Rover Sports here, because I don't think many poor people can afford, especially now, a new one for sure. But I'm always surprised by the kind of people that own these cars, you know, who are in worse jobs than me. And I think my job is not a high-end job. You know, I don't get paid mega bucks. I could afford one, but I don't buy one. Second-hand one, by the way, not a new one. I can't afford a new one of these things. I'm not a YouTuber. So that's another thing that irks me just about the Range Rover Sport in general. I like the look of it. I think it's a nice looking SUV. And if I was into SUVs, I'd probably have one. If it wasn't for the fact that everyone's got one. They're as common as muck. Let's see if we can find one in the session though, to end this video, because it's a bit... I'm not watching, there's one. That's the old... No, it's not. That's not one at all. See if we can find an SUV. I'm in the wrong area perhaps. Where are we? Where's my agency? Normally I see them around there, I think. You know, it's nice enough for driving around. It's 4-door as well, so you can put some chums in there if you've got some bum chums. Well, what's that there? No, that's not it. I don't even know what these things look like anymore. I don't even know what I'm driving looks like. But it's alright as a car. But I wouldn't go out of my way to get one. That's another one. So all these SUVs look the same. Don't get me wrong, I would like some kind of SUV in the real world for the convenience of it, the things. What's that there? I don't think that's it. But believe me, you can pick up one of these off the streets. It's called just a standard baller. There's two varieties. One's got the square bike, which is the original Range Rover, not Sport, and the other one is the Range Rover Sport. It looks exactly the same as this. There's really no difference. There really isn't. So I don't know why YouTubers go on about this having awesome customization, because it doesn't. But to be honest, it's got nice liveries. That's the difference. A livery. If your reason for buying cars is a livery, then this is the car for you if you're going to buy it. And I'm not, for once, these things are these are common as muck, I tell you normally. Must be in the wrong area. Just keep going down this way, see if we can find one of these beasts. For some reason the game is trying to prove me wrong, probably because I'm not driving a Range Rover, but they normally do rock up. There's not one, there's a standard SUV. Standard SUV. That's not one, but you know what I mean, they're everywhere. So if you played this game for long enough, just drive around until you see a car that looks like this, rob it, put it in your garage, put a tracker on it for free and insurance, and you will be mighty fine. You can be as British as you want then. I mean, real British people want to drive these cars because they're awesome. Yeah, I need to stop joking about the Range Rover. It's my legacy. So we want you all to buy them to support the country before it goes down the toilet. There's got to be one down here. I've definitely seen them down here. Damn you, Rockstar! You've just done me in. You're in for me today. You don't want me to insult your car. You've heard me insulting your car, and you're like, I'm not going to show you can get it for free. I'm going to make people pay for it or win it on the prize ride. Anyway, if this video has been useful to you, don't buy it, win it. Then you know what to do. Give me a comment on what you think of the Baller ST and why you think it's better than the free Baller you can pick up on the street for free. It's free. It's just exactly the same car. It's a good way to end the video.